Can you believe it? We're already in week 5 and it's astonishing what we witnessed already this season. Record breakers, familiar faces returning to familiar places, and new cities doing fantastic things, just to name a few, and week 4 was no different. I'll break down everything that we got going on as we take a look at some of the key stories from each team this past week. We first go out to the Wild Wild West. Teddy Buckets. I mean, first, this guy goes out and ties the CEBL record for single points in a game, and then this week, he had it going from deep, tying the league record, connecting on 9 triples, adding to his already impressive resume this season against the defending champs in front of a sold-out home crowd. Those MVP chants may start coming from the 7,000 plus fans that filled the CLC each game. The buzz is back in Edmonton as they picked up 3 wins this week, including a statement 29-point victory over the Winnipeg Sea Bears, handing them their first home loss this season. Shane Gibson has returned for the Bandits, and they swiped a pair of wins against the Surge and Rattlers, bringing their record back to an even 500 on the season, making sure they prove that they're deserving of their spot in championship weekend come August. Surgeon and Slidin'. Following losses to the Bandits and Alliance at home to start off the week, the Surge looked like their run atop the Western Conference might come to an end. A crucial win against the Sea Bears Sunday afternoon gave them a much-needed surge of energy heading into their first Eastern road trip of the season. The Rattlers suffered 2 losses and showed that the presence of Justin Wright Foreman might be needed if they want to make a push for that lone other spot in the West at championship weekend. And you know what? He might just be able to get it done. Over to the East. I mean, come on, with 3 teams tied at the top with 4 wins apiece, the East is even more bananas than the West. The Riverlines proved again this week they're as good a bet as anyone to come out with a bye to championship weekend out of the East, knocking off the then division-leading Ottawa Blackjacks by 11 points on Ottawa's home floor. The Alliance picked up their first ever road win this week, feasting in the second half on the road versus Calgary, despite losing their leading scorer and primary ball handler, Blake Francis, for what looks like an extended period of time. Despite their loss, the Blackjacks are finally getting their full complement of players together, with Dang Adele and Tommy Scrub adding to an already deep rotation for head coach James Duran. The Brampton Honey Badgers may be the team that has the most to prove following this week. With a pair of 20-point losses over the past 7 days, the health of Christian Vital in question, who's going to step up for the Honey Badgers this week? And finally, the Scarborough Shooting Stars. While they await the impending return of Jalen Harris, they handled their business at home on Sunday night in their only game of the week. With key performances from Kat Barber and Khalif Young, this Shooting Stars team appears to be streaking across the sky with sights on that top spot. That's 5 from the West and 5 from the East for your weekly roundup of what happened for every team around the CEBL. Since we wrapped it all up for you, we also took the pleasure of sifting through countless hours of game footage. You're welcome, and got you the top 5 plays of the week, which might include a few snatched ankles. Let's take a look.
Cassius Robertson will inbound to Cat, the Virginia native, guy who can just throw it up. He's the star of this team. Robertson, first shot is good. Count it, and a foul.
He's so confident in his ability to shoot, especially off the dribble.
15 on the shot clock for Niagara. Here's Khalil Ahmad. Turnaround 3, and it's good from Khalil Ahmad. He's on the board. And it's 9-7 for Ottawa.
Manigo gets it around, now gets it back. Tenacious defense from Saskatchewan. 10 on the clock. Shot is up. You bet! Shane Gibson with a huge bucket.
Miller-Moore and the Surge, the crowd to their feet. Miller-Moore working one-on-one, backs up Hess. Miller-Moore, Scott, game over. Turn out the lights. The Surge get it done against the Sea Bears.
Couldn't have thought of a more deserving
person to get that less than Trey Scott, capping off a career game for him. What an unbelievable showing today here by Trey Scott.
You know, these two teams are really in a nice flow. Blair, got it, count it, foul! Are you flat out kidding me? Blair is red hot with his 6-3 ball on the night and a possible 4-point play.
He says he's a scorer and his teammates are finding him. Against that zone, range isn't anything that he's even thinking about. Javon Blair is sitting out there with the logo and knocks it down and one.
The CEBL Playbook presented by Foot Locker is back again this season, and the first episode features an inside look at a championship franchise transitioning into the basketball hotbed that is the city of Brampton, and the key personalities that have been crucial in incorporating the plethora of cultures that exist in Brampton. Here's a look at the full episode titled We Are Brampton.
For sure, every team is coming for us.
A championship on the line.
Right, you're the champions. They're trying to make a name off you.
Got a deflection. Here's Key Bandito. Layup is good, and he got it.
You can't come out thinking it's just going to be handed to you. And that's just life.
Monster today. Best nice fake on the drive.
What made it most rewarding was because the people that we had, the coaches we had, the players we had.
Hamilton, they need one to win it. Agata puts it up. Agata is fouled.
From start to finish, they were the top team in this league, and they buttoned it down and won it.
The Hamilton Honey Badgers, they held off a resilient Scarborough team, and they are the 2022 CEBL champions.
Yeah, we were a pro basketball team playing in a baseball stadium in a hockey market. I didn't know anybody in Canada. Expansion is a rare opportunity, so accepted the position with Toronto and came here in April of '95, a couple months before the expansion draft. I remember Isaiah Thomas and I would drive around Toronto. There's kids playing street hockey, but you couldn't find a basketball hoop. You couldn't find basketball.
Something's coming. I can see it now with my red field.
At first, we didn't have the Raptors, so we didn't have any other basketball to watch other than in the summertime, there would be the men's tournaments.
We didn't have a path to look at anything, especially coming from Brampton. A lot of what was going on back then with basketball didn't exist now, right? So it was very hard to just get in a gym. And then two, we didn't have a lot of players that knew the game, had exposure to the pro game.
I felt when I got involved in CEBL, the city of Brampton needs a professional basketball team. Brampton has produced high-level athletes in basketball, soccer, hockey. But I think for basketball in particular, people that live here, 43% of the people that live in Brampton are South Asian. They aren't playing hockey. They're playing cricket, they're playing basketball, they're playing soccer. So that's why I think there's a real good fit here.
They get to see their local players, the local guys that came up here. They never had a chance for that. And then two, it's gonna ignite some young players because now I can see a guy that looks like me, a guy that's from where I'm from, speaks my language, he knows that whatever the situation is, he's from there and I can tap into that.
All the youth are involved and they want to be able to, play professional basketball. So even just having this here gives them another thing that they could look at.
Welcome to the Honey Badgers in the city of Brampton. We are so excited for tonight's homeopener. This is the start of something extraordinary in our city.
This will continue to grow, and these players will make headway into the community to play with our youth and be with them and teach them what it's like to one day step on this court.
What made it most rewarding was because the people that we had. But I was blessed to have a group of people that I loved, just exceptional people, all of them. And so to see them reach their goal and get to the top. Figuring I'd be here for a year or two. 28 years later, it's become home, and the work was rewarding and stimulating and enjoyable, but it was definitely because of the people. I say I came for the job, I stayed because of the people.
This is a big game tonight. This is a rematch of the championship game from last year. This is GTA East against GTA West. It's going to be a fantastic game. You guys are in for a great time.
It's a championship rematch here in Brampton, as this Brampton crowd will see their Honey Badgers for the first time. And Scarborough is going to have revenge on their mind. It's going to be a lot of fun. Make sure you stay tuned.
It was huge. You felt the tension. We beat them, right?
What do you seek? My vision complete. Them as black as they come.
Honey Badgers are ready. The Shooting Stars are ready, and we are underway. Going down low. Tillman Jr. trying to work his way inside on Kennedy and throwing it down. Oh, what a way to start the game.
They're continuing the culture that we already built here, right? They know the expectations, the standards, and we're leaning on them to help with the younger guys. Going through a championship season, you go through so much ups and downs, and those guys have been through that, so they can let these guys understand what it is. As coaches, of course, we can do a lot, but we don't play, right? It's those guys on the court. So with those guys there, they have a big brother to lean on, right? And those guys were rookies too, so they know what it is to be that rookie and go through the mistakes. So it's good having that synergy between the two.
It's target score time at the CAA Center.
The other night when we saw Ottawa come back down 8 to win a game.
Down to 6. Topside for the win. Bam! Onions, baby onions!
Scarborough, no doubt, was ready. This seemed like their revenge game.
This shit is about willpower right now. It's about willpower.
Vital almost picked off there by Barber. Vital fires a tough shot and he knocks it down. Deep three and he hits it. Oh, Kirsten Vital, back-to-back buckets. Can he do it 3 possessions in a row? This time goes down low to Tillman Jr. and up, drops through. Driving and a nice feed from Cody John. And he hits it. Just like that, Joe, it's a brand new ball game.
We knew we was going to book, but we ain't folding on each other. And that's what these do. Now let's finish this shit. One stop at a time, fellas. One stop. Everything we got. One stop.
Up top, Barber. 3-pointer. Off the mark. Fighting down low and a tip-in. Situational awareness. A 1-possession game now. McEwen fading. Hits it. We've got a tie game.
No foul. No foul. One stop. No foul.
And that's fine. We know we're going to get every team's best shot.
All right, you're the champions. They're trying to make a name off you.
With Scarborough next door, there is this kind of east-west GTA thing that happens between the two markets.
So the more successful you are, the more people are going to come for you.
Basketball in the hands of Cat Barber. He's guarded by Kobe McEwen. 15 seconds on the shot clock. Chapman fading.
And it's fine. I think we're up to the challenge. And as the season goes on, and we'll see what really happens in the end.
And I think there's a lot of mutual respect back and forth. And when that's the case, I think you can have a really good, healthy rivalry. We have a lot of fun with it, and I'm sure that Scarborough's going to come out and look to even that score this year.
It was the lesson in our loss was that everybody's coming for you every night. So I think that was a big learning curve, and it happened earlier on in the season, and we're going to bounce back from that and just keep building.
A full slate of games this week yet again, including 2 triple headers this weekend. Lots of CEBL ball for you to enjoy no matter where you are around this beautiful nation. With that being said, here are the 3 games that you should be circling on your calendars this week. If there's anything that we've learned from the past 2 school day games in Vancouver and Brampton, it's that these arenas get rocking and the players on the court get rolling, and Friday in Niagara should be no different. Both the Surge and River Lions are coming off big wins this week and should be ready to show out for the thousands of kids packing the Meridian Center. The province of Saskatchewan and Winnipeg have always produced high-quality rivalries when it comes to their sporting events, and the CEBL finally gets into the party with their version of the Banjo Bowl. The first meeting between these two teams came down to the wire, with the Sea Bears eking out a 3-point victory on the road. The Rattlers will look to do the same when they travel to Winnipeg this Friday. Like I said earlier, the Stingers had a fantastic week at home, including a 24-point trouncing of the Alliance Saturday night. However, the Alliance were playing their 3rd game of their road trip and the 2nd of a back-to-back. On Sunday afternoon, the script is flipped and the Alliance welcomed the Stingers to the Odd, where the Stingers played the 3rd game of their road trip and their 3rd game in 4 days. The Alliance will look to dish out revenge on Sunday afternoon. Follow at CEB League on your favorite social channels for all the fun content, news, game updates, and more. Tickets to watch your favorite team play are available. Head to CEBL.ca to buy now. Tickets to Championship Weekend are also available. Get your tournament packs by visiting CEBL.ca/Championship Weekend. Watch all the games live on CEBL Plus, powered by BetVictor and TSN Plus. Tune in next week as we have a very special episode for you, which might include a peek into award season. We'll also be past the midway point on the show, which means my producers will finally let me write my own scripts. Yes, I wrote that myself. We'll catch you next week. Hopefully, they let me. Come back.